That is hardcore.
This is hardcore shit.
But for me, it gets harder and harder to resist.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte. Brigitte, what's going on? We just closed out a little con. What was it called? What's happening over there?
Frankencon in Alcoa, Tennessee, right on the outskirts of Knoxville.
Frankencon, yeah. Frankencon, this is their third year having a convention there. And wow, what a fun one, huh?
What a
I had
fun
a great
one.
time, yeah.
Yeah, this is my first time at Frankencon. I had a freaking blast.
Yeah. I saw a lot of new people, a lot of old familiar faces we ran into, got to catch up on with some people. Yeah. So it was really, really great. Had a really wonderful time. It's a really cool festival. Kind of laid back. There's not a whole lot of traffic all the time, so you're not just trying to fight your way through a crowd or anything. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a good speed, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good place to meet a lot of talented filmmakers. That was my favorite thing about the con is every booth I went to, you talk to all these different indie filmmakers and you just learn so much, and it's just so much fun. A lot of networking, a lot of cool people, a lot of fun merchandise. It was just all around a great time. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, very cool vendors and everything. And yeah, and the celebrities, was there any you really couldn't talk to? I mean, they're all there and there's not like these super long lines this year, on certain cons, certain people, that kind of stuff. So anybody that you really want to talk to, you can go talk to them.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Really can. And man, so we got to talk about the movie screening, all the shorts that we saw.
Oh, we saw a bunch of shorts last night. Some really cool movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
14 of them. We watched 14.
14 in a row. Bam, bam, bam. But they're all like 10 minutes or less. Right. Mm-hmm. So they're not like big, long movies or anything. But yeah, let's talk about some of them.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with, damn, I've never seen so many freaking cocks a little over an hour.
Well, exactly. So, I know their first year they had a Franken theme, and I think that kind of set it off. But now, yes, it seems to be very prevalent 3 years running, and just going to keep on going. Yeah, that's hilarious. It's hilarious that people not even in the same state, not even the same nothing, are coming up with these same very similar ideas,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So cool. So we got to give some shout outs to some of our people. So
absolutely.
First one is Michael
Tanner Flynn. Yeah.
Yay!
All right.
That was so awesome. So he did a little short called Bachelorette Pool Party Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was filmed in Nashville. Gosh, it wasn't even that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, but really funny shit. Really funny stuff. So, and he won, was it Funniest Flick?
Funniest Flick, yeah, great. Yeah, he won the award, and well-deserved because it was super funny. It's kind of a faux trailer, but a little bit more than that because there's more to it, right? Yeah. So it's a sort of a short trailer blend. Kind of, but really funny. Yes, he did a great job.
Yeah, I like the concept of it too because I was like, oh my god, that is so different, so different. So I really like that take on it.
Yes, very cool. And we also met up with John Devlin, who's been on our podcast. He was there.
Yeah,
we talked to him. Yeah.
He had one of those good little cock films.
Well, he did.
Dude, and kudos to him on his acting. So he was in the short and he played two different genders. I was
yes, he did.
He's got some acting skills for real. Yeah, writer, director, actor, all.
Yes, this is the third part of his Erecting a Monster trilogy. So he did one every year for the festival, and this is every year this is part 3, and it goes together great. I've seen all of them now, and they're a lot of fun. Yeah. He won an award too.
I talked to him a little bit tonight too, and he was telling me, he was like, "All right, so it could only be 10 minutes long because these are shorts," and he said I had to cut out 8 minutes of it. I was like, "Damn, 8 minutes is actually a lot," and so I've heard, Mike, that you've got like a copy of the full thing.
I might have that. I might have that copy. Yes.
Yeah.
share that with you.
No, he was one of the winners, and very well deserved.
Very well deserved. Yes, very cool.
Yeah.
And another winner, the one who won, I think the big award, right, was the Ryan McDonald we've had on the podcast.
Yeah,
he wasn't there. I don't think he was there in person, but he was on the podcast. So we were talking about Frankencon. I told him he should submit that, and he did, and he won.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these people winning. That's been on our podcast, Mike. We know how to pick them.
We do, and there's other ones too. That first short, that's actually one of John Devlin's buddies in Georgia down there, and that first short that he was at the con last year. He did that feature, the Mother Noose anthology thing. So that was his, and then there was another short that had Blair.
Yeah, Blair World. Yeah.
And we've had him on the podcast. So
yeah,
a lot of people that we knew, which was cool. But and some of the ones that we didn't know, some of those are really cool too.
Yeah, it was like it's hard for me to sit down and watch 14, even though they're shorts.
See, I thought that too. Actually, I was like, I'm going to watch probably like Michael's and then skip out and maybe come out and see John's. But they were good. So I just kept
They
on.
were good.
Yeah.
I thought so too. So too. So yeah, that was really really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of fun, Frankencon, guys. Next year you should come and check it out.
Come and check it out. Yeah.
So what we have tonight is a very different but special kind of situation because we have guests. We have a lot of guests, right? We did this thing where we walked around and we just did little short, very brief interviews with most of the people at the con, right?
Yeah.
Who all do we have? Who all do we talk to?
Oh my gosh, so many people.
So many people.
True. Let's see. We had Linnea Quigley.
Yeah, Linnea Quigley. Wow, what a scream queen, right? Yeah, absolutely.
We talked to like 3 or 4 people from Thanksgiving.
The new one from Eli Roth. A lot of those people were there.
Yeah,
very nice.
3 or 4 people from there. Let's see. We talked to Honey. What is Honey's last name?
Honey Gregory. She was Joe Bob's first assistant in his first 2 series that he had.
Damn, and what about her?
Girl.
Like, she looks killer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if you have not seen her recently, she is banging. I found out today she is 60 years old, and she's
right?
Yeah, and she's actually an attorney. I'm like, damn, she's got like the whole package. Like, she's like super hot. She's a great actress, and she's super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really down to earth. And she just started her own podcast recently, so she's pretty fun to talk to.
Absolutely. So we got her, Brinke Stevens. Who else? Michelle Bauer, right?
Michelle Bauer. Yes.
So many people.
Oh my gosh, yes. Wait till you hear all these interviews.
Yeah. We got to talk to Hack, our buddy Hack.
Yeah.
Ginger Lynn Allen is going to be on the pod. So it's very brief kind of a deal, but those are our interviews that we're going to have very shortly. But before we get to that, let's talk about a few of those things. Okay. Since we came from the con, thinking about cons, what are some of the pros and cons, pun intended, of cons? What are some of the things you absolutely love and some things you're like, not really?
What I love about cons is it's people who all generally love the same thing, which for us it's horror and it's movies and film making.
Mm-hmm.
So just networking and meeting other filmmakers. I think I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Some of the things I don't like about cons, one is that it kind of gets expensive.
It can, yeah.
And, for an average person, you pay $40 for a ticket, then you want to go and have a picture with one of your favorite celebrities. That might be another $30 to $50, so it can get a little expensive.
Yeah. That is true. And some of them are pretty fairly priced, but then some of them, there's certain ones, I guess they do their own charging, but their own, amount. But yeah, there's some like, dang, that's a lot, And I've been to some of the bigger cons, like the ones in Chicago, like Flashback Weekend and stuff. And man, like some of those prices, you're going to be paying,
I know, right?
Like, exactly. Yeah. Like for Robert Englund up there that one year, I don't know how much, like it was a lot. You know, I mean, he made pretty good money. You know.
Yeah. I know it's the craziest thing. But like $150 for a selfie? What?
Right. Yeah. But I think some of those at Frankencon were okay. I think I saw some 20s and some 40s and stuff like that. So, not too bad. But like you said, you're paying for all this other stuff too, and you're probably going to end up with no money by the time you leave. So
yeah.
Which is what we hope as a vendor. You come and buy some stuff. That's what we always hope. I guess here's a con for me, but it's not a con I know can be changed because it's just the way it is. But I don't like that. Like there's always too many things going on at once. You know what I mean? Because there's like the panels and stuff. They're always going on during the time that you're as a vendor either selling stuff or you're as a just a person walking around. You're trying to see all the stuff. So it's you kind of have to pick and choose what you're doing. Typically in most cons, because there's always just too much going on. And I've been to cons where like there's really a lot going on. Like there's so much going on that you definitely cannot. It's like, okay, there's like 4 things going on at the same time. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So that gets a little tedious. I understand that you can't, obviously do it all individually like that sometimes, but it doesn't work out. But yeah, I just wish it was a little bit. You had like more experience to do it all, because there's definitely as a vendor you find like lulls. Like where's everybody at? Oh, they're at a panel, or they're at they're watching the movie. And they're doing something else. They're not around that area. So that's my only little con.
Yeah. That's a really good point too. When you're a vendor, because I'm Three-Legged Circus Oddities. When Tracy and I work these horror conventions, I always want to get out and like network and meet some of the horror celebrities, for the podcast. And sometimes it's difficult for me to even walk away from the booth. And what I like, we didn't work this weekend, so I had so much fun. I was like, I'm having so much fun because I don't ever get to just, hang out and go to the booth. So it was this weekend's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's cool to mix it up and not, do it one way and then go do the other way,
Yeah, and it's cool seeing you and hanging out with you in person, because we talk every week, but we don't hardly ever see each other.
Right? Yeah, we're too far away usually. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, so a few little things before we get to those interviews. Trailer, I got a trailer for you. Have you seen In a Violent Nature?
Holy shit, I just watched it recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Kind of picking up on like a Jason Voorhees, Victor Corelli type of.
Yeah. So just looking at the trailer, it doesn't seem exactly like it's just going to go this way, but it's supposed to be told from the perspective of the killer.
Okay.
Which
I hope they can pull that off. Can't really tell that from the trailer. But
from the trailer, it doesn't seem that way. But because I would in my head, I'm going to like POV of the killer. You know what I mean? Like you're just that kind of stuff. But that's not what it's showing in the trailer. But yeah, I guess it's just going to follow the killer through all the kills. So you're not really. I guess the victims are you're not going to care because they're just going to be there getting killed. I think. I don't know. But it seems interesting, right?
Yeah, that seems. Do you remember? The movie Maniac. Do you remember Maniac?
Yeah.
The remake. The remake.
Yes.
So that was done in the killer's point of view.
It was.
I love that movie. So I'm not. It takes a lot for me to like a remake of a movie. That one I loved.
I do too. Yeah, absolutely. And that one, you see him, but very briefly, in like a mirror and stuff. But you're right. That one is. So I don't know exactly what the novelty of this new one is. The In a Violent Nature, but it seems kind of interesting. So hopefully, I'll check it out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So other horror news. So I guess there's a rumor that. Well, I guess Brad Fuller, the guy who was doing he did the show for Hannibal. I guess he was supposed to be attached to that new Friday the 13th show prequel thing. I guess he's gone. So there was rumors that it was dead in the water, but I guess A24 is still doing it. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I actually was kind of like, it probably shouldn't happen. What do you think about it? It's a prequel.
Well, if they were going to do it, they would probably want to do it in a prequel.
But what does that even mean? Though?
A prequel would be, I was thinking it like, did you watch Bates Motel? I feel like that was sort of like a prequel to the movie.
Yeah, but like that. Yeah, I get that. But so to me, and maybe I'm getting the lore wrong in Friday the 13th, but isn't it pretty much like Jason was gone? He, nobody knew where he was. He saw his mom's death basically, and then kind of went crazy and started killing people.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
wouldn't it kind of like that?
Yeah, I was thinking like it would kind of be like the prequel, maybe more about him as a child. And
well, I know, but like, what? I don't know. Does that seem interesting? I like Jason as Jason. Put the hockey mask on. Go kill. To me, like I don't really care about seeing the little boy, little deformed boy.
Yeah. There's been some stuff like I was a huge Sex and the City person, and they did a little a show that was supposed to be like the main character Carrie is like a teenager, and it was just the biggest flop ever.
See, and that happens, I think, often when you try to do that sort of.
Bates Motel, I will say that I did like that show. I watched it religiously, like several seasons.
Well, but with Psycho, you don't really know that much about the character, so you got that. With that, you were kind of able to explore it. I felt like because it wasn't like because you had him and he was already deranged, what you find out through the whole movie. So it's like you have the possibility for a whole backstory with that sort of thing. But I don't know with Friday the 13th. I just don't. To me, I just don't see it, and I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, check it. Well, I still like to judge for myself. Let's check it out. Let's see how that shakes out.
Yeah, we'll check it out. But with the showrunner leaving, that's never usually a good sign whenever those things happen. So
yeah, true.
Another little news bit with horror is, I guess Mike Flanagan in talks to do the next Exorcist movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard this one. Okay.
Yeah, it's not been confirmed. It's not official or anything, but I guess he's in talks to do it.
What are your thoughts on that?
I like Flanagan. I'm a really big fan of most of what he does. To me, he's never really got, other than maybe Haunting of Hill House, he's never really gotten super dark as what I think the Exorcist needs to be. Mm-hmm. But he's such a good filmmaker that I would be way more excited to see that than to hear like David Gordon Green's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might be good. If anybody can make one at this current time with directors, he would probably be one of the ones that could pull it off. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, you're right about the going dark. Yeah, you're right about that. I do feel like it would. He's gonna have to like reach down in there and pull something pretty.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of Stephen King vibe stuff. Which Stephen King, he has his own sort of feel.
He does. Yeah,
and nothing wrong with that. But it's not the Exorcist kind of feel.
Mm-mm.
But like I said. He has been able to he did that what was it a Ouija sequel. That Ouija movie wasn't that great, but then the part 2 Mike Flanagan did it and it was actually really good.
I didn't realize he did part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
No wonder I like that one better.
Exactly.
It's fun. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully, yeah. I'd rather that than most others. So let's talk about OOP. Are you down with OOP? Down with OOP? You know what OOP means?
Yeah, you know me. No.
Out of print. We always talk about physical media. Let's talk about out of print. Now you're a collector. You collect movies and stuff, and you've got a few that I'm sure that have some value to it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But what do you think about like movies that are just sort of out of print and they're I don't know, their value is just because they're not they're not made as much. But I don't know. How do you feel about that sort of stuff? Because I know that a lot of people are talking about I guess 28 days later. I guess that Blu-ray's out of print, and that's a Fox title, and I guess Fox is Disney now, and that's all that's up in the air with Disney. But I guess that's out of print, and there's so many ones that go out of print. You never really know what's out of print.
Yeah, you never really know. You never really know when they're going to bring them back. I almost feel like it's like a sales tactic.
It could be sometimes. I mean, there are different ones for different reasons. Like Dogma, Kevin Smith's Dogma is out of print on all forms, but not the DVD's not as rare as the Blu-ray. But I guess Harvey Weinstein still owns that movie, and he won't let it go. I guess so. So that one you can't stream it or anything. So it's just one of those that you have to kind of search to find. But yeah, well, there was this one movie I saw, and the guy was saying, "Oh, this movie's out of print," and I looked it up, and yeah, it was like you could buy a couple of them, and they were like $30-$40, not too bad. But then I was like, well, I don't know, I've never even seen this movie, and I went straight to YouTube and found it and watched it. I'm like, well, it was okay, but is it something I really want to? It's like, is a shitty movie worth it, even though it's out of print?
Just because it's out of print,
just because it's out of print, right? Yeah,
right,
yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it's something I really love, maybe, but I don't chase that kind of stuff. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't get into the Blu-ray game till kind of late, honestly, because I didn't get into the Blu-ray game until I started making Blu-ray. So I didn't make Blu-rays until Candy. So that was 2015. So that's really when I started even buying Blu-ray. So a lot of that stuff that might have came before that's out of print now. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, that stuff that does, like you said, go out of print, and then like a new version will come out, and then you're like, oh, well.
Yeah, and then
doesn't matter anymore.
When they want sales to go up, they'll be like, "We're bringing it out of the vault." It's such a
oh
big
my god,
deal.
That's what Disney used to do so much. Isn't it crazy what Disney used to do?
Disney did do that. That's funny. I think that was a Disney thing. I'm like, I remember that. Oh, bring it out of the vault.
Yeah, and you couldn't buy it for like until they brought it out, and when it went back in, you couldn't purchase it anywhere. And of course, back then streaming wasn't a thing, so you were like, oh shoot, I gotta get this movie. I gotta get it. So that was an insane. It's insane to think that's where they were at that point, and now here we are. I think even right this month, they're done. They're done with DVDs and Blu-rays completely.
Oh, Disney is
done. So what is happening is they are passing it over to Sony. Sony will be handling their distribution from now on. And I don't even know what that means. There was obviously some exclusives and stuff that they have on their website. I guess that's probably all going to be gone. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just going to be like very seldom or random picks that will come out. I don't know. But
Disney's known for like having the cover photos like with hidden pictures, like the Little Mermaid, the penis.
Yes,
I swear that's legit. My mom has the VHS. I swear it's legit. Where the columns on the castle, one in the middle is a penis.
Hey, that's out of print.
Yeah, it is out of print.
There you go. That's worth some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so that's all I got. We want to talk about what we've been watching?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What do you got?
All right. So I did, I was traveling for work, and movie I haven't seen in a really long time randomly come on the cable that I had in my room. It was Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
Man, I hadn't seen that movie in so damn long.
Sometimes that.
Yeah, it was like kind of nostalgia. I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen this in so long. I forgot how much I liked it. So
oh, that's your cat now. That's your cat.
That's pretty good.
It's a great movie.
God, it is a good movie. So I went home and was like, I gotta watch part 2. So I don't know if we've ever talked about this or not, but I've always liked part 2, Pet Cemetery 2, better than the first one. I'm probably the only
Better
person.
than the first one.
Yeah,
Oh, that,
probably
yeah, that,
the only person you'll ever meet.
that
Yeah.
does sound blasphemous. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen part 2 in so long. It has been a really long time. I probably do need to revisit it, but I know I definitely didn't like it better than 1. But I do need to revisit it because it has been years.
I can remember being at my grandma's house and going, I really want to see this in the movie theater, but I don't have any money. So I think I was about 11 years old. And I was calling into a radio station trying to win movie tickets to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
I didn't win.
you're like, I gotta get this. I gotta go.
Hell yeah, I was trying to like win tickets on the damn radio. Like, did people even do that anymore? I want to go see the movie.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably.
I had like the hugest crush on Edward Furlong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say he's probably like a couple years older than I am, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna be in Pet Cemetery too." So no, I still like that movie just as much. I liked it better than the first one. The first one's really good, and the storyline. I mean, the storyline's similar, and I didn't realize that originally the part 2 was supposed to be about Ellie Creed, who was like the only survivor from the first movie,
right?
And they shut that down because they didn't feel like a teenage girl was going to be like, it was going to be a hit. So they went.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's why they went with Edward Furlong. You know, he had finished Terminator 2, and so he was kind of getting a little popularity from that. So that's why they did that story like that.
Huh.
And part 1's like more kind of about the parents and how the parents feel about everything. Part 2's more about the kid, like how the kid feels.
Mm-hmm.
Just little fun things. If you go back and do a rewatch, I'm glad I did a rewatch of both of them back to back. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, so I watched. I think we talked about this on the last podcast, Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil. Yes. Oh my gosh,
Devil!
what a fun movie. Did you like it?
Yeah. So I did like it. It was definitely different. I really like how they kind of captured that 70s late night show vibe.
Very much so.
I think they did really good with that. Really good. And the story was different. It was just different.
Yeah.
So I like that. I feel like a lot of the shit they produce nowadays, I call them formula movies. You can predict it. This one, I didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely recommend that one for sure. What else did I see? I also watched Satan Wants You, which is a documentary based off of the book Michelle remembers.
Satan Wants You, yes. That's a great doc.
Did you watch this recently?
Mm-hmm,
or talk about it?
I watched it not too long ago, yeah.
So what I didn't realize when we talked about this on like the last podcast, so this come out last year in 2023. Mm-hmm. But this is all based off of events and shit that happened in the 1980s.
In the 80s, yes. The Satanic Panic.
Satanic Panic. I was like, what's Satanic Panic? You're like, you were a kid in the 80s. Like, you don't remember that? I remember like all. So when I watched this documentary, first thing I'm thinking, I was like, this Michelle chick, I was like, she is so full of shit. And people were so just stretching and reaching just to want to believe half that shit and come up with all this that transpired, all these crazy shit that happened in the 80s. It's pretty interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, so, I've started reading the book. I'm about halfway through it, and yeah, it's pretty out there.
Wait a minute, what are you reading? Michelle Remembers?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh wow!
It's wild.
Is it okay?
I mean, not like any form of believability to me. Like, I don't know. I'm reading it like this is a good imagination, I guess. But like, what the hell?
Yeah.
My take on it is this: I kind of feel like this girl. I mean, which obviously she was infatuated with her therapist. They were both married, then they got divorced and remarried each other. But
yeah,
I think that might have been it. Like, she just found a way to keep him interested, and just went with it. But what happened in turn is more fuel to the fire of Satanic Panic.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know about this, so this lady in the 80s. She seeing her psychiatrist, and he's doing this I keep wanting to call it meditation. What is it? He's doing a hypnosis on her.
Right.
And like pulling out these lost memories of her being a child where she was abducted by Satanists, and they were performing all these rituals and weird things on children and animals. And she becomes very, very close to her psychiatrist, who helped her find these deep, hidden, lost memories, which are crazy. I can only imagine the book, just watching the documentary. And it was the start and the cause of all that, the satanic panic in the 80s. It's just the craziest shit. So the documentary is really good. I can only imagine what the book, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, so that was a good one. Let's see, what else have I been watching? I did a rewatch of Summer of '84.
Summer of '84. That's a little kid.
Kind of reminds me of like a Stranger Things, sort of.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, a little bit.
It's pretty good though. I think they did a really great job of capturing the '80s feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a Shudder movie. I didn't realize it was a Shudder movie. I think it is a Shudder movie. And I saw it when it first came out in like, it was 2018, 2019, something like that. So I was like, I'll rewatch it. I'd kind of forgotten a lot of it. So that was a good, fun little movie to do a rewatch on. I did another rewatch on a movie, and it was funny. I could not remember. I was like, I know I've seen this movie, but I couldn't remember if I liked it or didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's We Need to Talk About Kevin.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
It's pretty out there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's hardcore in its own way, because of the subject matter and everything. I mean, it's pretty wild, but it makes you think about about if you have children, what it would be like if it turned dark.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. I was like, this poor mom. I just felt so bad for the mom.
Yeah.
From the time her baby, from when he was born, he just squalled and screamed and cried. It was just like the worst fucking kid ever. But then he was all like Mr. Perfect around his dad. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, kudos to if it was a real story, kudos to the mom, because holy shit, I would have strangled my child. Another movie I watched, I did another rewatch of a movie that I've talked about this about a year ago on the podcast. I talked about this movie for days. I told my daughter about it, who does not watch horror movies. She talked about it for days just by me talking about it. And then so Tracy had to watch it. So this is a little movie called The Special.
The Special with the box.
Yeah. It's a morbid little gem, I swear.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the most craziest movie ever. If it is pretty gruesome. It's got some really good body horror in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love my body horror movies. I also watched a movie I think we both watched this week because I saw where you had posted it, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, which is Streets of Vengeance.
Streets of Vengeance. Yeah, I watched that one as well. Yeah,
sure did. I kind of liked it. It's funny. It was filmed in 2016, but it was set back in like the 80s. It's funny. A lot of the movies I've been watching this week are all like set back in time, which I kind of like that though. But yeah, I thought it was good. It was a lower budget movie. I still thought the acting was pretty good. The music was good. I kind of like the 80s rock music, and the kill scenes were pretty good. The gore, special effects. Yeah, overall, I really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, it had everything you want from a low budget movie. Ginger Lynn was in there. Right?
Oh yeah, Ginger Lynn. We just talked to her earlier. Yeah. Cool.
No, it was a pretty good little movie. A little revenge movie that is on. I think it's on Screenbox, isn't it? Tubi. Well, okay, Tubi, but I think Screenbox as well. But yeah.
Have you seen this one? Have you seen this one prior to this week?
No, that's first.
Oh, it was the first watch. Okay,
first watch.
Good. I know. I love it that I can see what you're watching on Slasher. So,
I'd seen that poster before, and I was like, "It looks like a good movie. I want to check it out." And I just got around to do it.
I thought it was a Donald Farmer movie at first. Didn't it look like a Donald Farmer cover?
I could see that. Yeah. Actually, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. And if you want to be like me and you want to see all the things that Mike is streaming, you can find him on Slasher. Slasher is a social media platform. You can find him under Faux Pas Films. I'm on there as well, just as I think Clown Gal, Brigitte Byron. But we always post everything that we're watching for the week. So I like to kind of sneak on there and check out Mike's list. Sometimes I'll see things and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that too, so we can talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of the only way I keep a list is just post it on there. So that's the only place I'd find where people would be interested at all in what I'm watching because they love horror on there, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I have watched a few more things, but nothing even interesting to even talk about. Just a few other little just rewatches of some movies on Tubi. I can literally sit and watch Tubi all damn day and let pieces play one after the other.
Right.
Yeah. So what about you? What have you been watching other than Vengeance?
Okay, so I did some rewatches and a few new ones here. I'll run through some real quick. Rewatch of the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, that is. I didn't, obviously, after Blair Witch, I didn't think it was real, but it was done in such a way that you could think it was real if you never saw the Blair Witch or anything like that. You know
That's
what I mean?
the same thing I thought. When was that originally filmed? Like, when did it come out?
So it was, see, I don't know, 2007, right? But then it came. And I did watch it. No, it says 2007 on IMDb, but that's not when it came out. I know it came out later than that. I think I watched it in maybe 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
The first time I ever watched it, I think that was it. But it got held up for some reason. Like there's distribution situations or something. I don't know, but it took a long time for it to come out. But yeah, now it's out on everything, so it makes it go check it out.
I'm kind of like you, and I think we had talked about this on the podcast when I watched it that first time. If I would have not have known about found footage movies, and if I had not seen Blair Witch Project, it was pretty legit. It looked legit, and it would have been that. I bet that movie has scared the shit out of a lot of women.
Oh, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. I like this. I love the storyline, but it's definitely extreme. So
yes,
hardcore. Don't watch it. It pushes some boundaries for sure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Up next was a little movie that you watched, I think, called Evils of the Night.
Evils of the Night. Did you like it?
So I started watching it and then I realized I have watched part of this before. I don't know if I ever watched the whole thing, but there were definitely parts I'd already seen before. I mean, I like it. It's a little weird, odd, horny, oddball movie, right? Well, it starts out really very erotic, right? But then it gets sort of sci-fi pretty quick, and it's very campy though.
It's campy. Kind of when you're first watching it, you're kind of like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
When it first come on, you're like, yep, this is a Brigitte recommendation.
All right. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah. Up next was a new movie called Low Lives. I think this is a Tubi original, I believe.
Low Lives. Okay, I don't think I've even heard of it.
Yeah, I think it dropped on Tubi not too long ago. Pretty good little movie. Survival instincts of a road-tripping family are put to the test when they have no other choice but to stay the night at a remote homestead. We got some cannibalism here.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun twists to it.
Okay.
It's definitely not a formula movie, I would say. So, worth a watch. It's on Tubi.
Okay. Low Lives. Check it out.
Low Lives, yep. Up next was a little film on Shudder called Infested. That dropped not too long ago. It's about spiders, arachnophobia. If you haven't, watch it.
Oh, I haven't. So I think I saw when I was like scrolling through Shudder. Was you itching all over when you watched it?
Well, nah, but if you can't stand like the movie Arachnophobia, this one might give you a heart attack because I mean, yeah, there are a lot of spiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of spiders in this movie.
Yeah, spiders don't really bother me a whole lot. Now, if it was a bunch of them centipedes, oh Lord have mercy. Oh
Right.
man, I would have had a heart attack for sure.
Right. Now this is a French film, but it's pretty contained. It's about like these people in this apartment, and this one spider gets brought in, and then pretty much has all kinds of babies, and it just expands and grows. They get bigger and bigger and bigger too, but yeah, there's all kinds of them in here. So if you do like those kind of movies, like Arachnophobia, big ass spider, and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I'd say check it out.
There was one part of Arachnophobia. Now, keep in mind, the last time I saw it first. I've only seen it one time. I was definitely a little small kid. Mm-hmm. There was one part that kind of traumatized me.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was the part. It was one of the characters walks in, sees this man dead from a spider bite, and a spider, and it comes out of his nose.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I remember laying in the bed as a kid and like covering up my nose. I want a spider coming up my nose.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it like that, it can, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It traumatized the shit out of me.
Well, maybe not watch that one then.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I think you'll be okay, but you never know. You never know. Up next was a rewatch of The Killing Gene from 2007. I like this movie. I don't love it, but I really like it. I mean, it doesn't live up to its full potential, but it's a Saw. I think what it says it is Saw by the way of Seven.
Oh,
so it really, yeah. And I love Seven. It's one of my favorite movies, and I really think that it tries to be like that. Like it's not as good as that movie for sure, but it's not too bad. It's got a Skarsgård in here.
Oh, and what's the name of this again?
Stellan Skarsgård. It's called. There's two names. It was originally called W Delta Z, but I don't think anybody picked up on that one. So it's called The Killing Gene.
Okay. I've never even heard of it.
I think it's on Shudder now. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like I said, it's not perfect. It does have its flaws. Some people might not like it at all, but you're not going to get a whole lot of movies like Seven. So, I guess this is about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Up next, it was halfway to Halloween, so I thought, well, I might as well watch a Halloween movie. The Midnight Hour. Rewatch of The Midnight Hour from 1985. I think I've talked about this movie before with you. This was a little movie that came on television, TV Halloween special movie that came on in 1985, and I actually watched it in 1985.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, but I love this movie. It's so fun. It's on YouTube.
Okay,
so you can watch it there. But yeah, it's a regular channel, main channel movie, so you're not going to have a lot of blood and gore here, but or anything like that. But it's so 80s and so fun.
Yeah, some of those movies though, they might not have a lot of gore or a lot of too much violence, but some of those like late night television movies from childhood, mm-hmm. I loved a lot of them.
I do too. Yeah,
Night of the Scarecrow, loved that. When a Stranger Calls Back, that's mm-hmm. creepy shit.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, exactly. They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't. They sure don't.
Up next was a little rewatch of a movie called Repo the Genetic Opera. Now, I know you're not a fan of musicals, Brigitte.
Yeah, but it's Bill Moseley, though.
It's Bill Moseley.
You get a pass on that one.
Have you seen this movie?
Of course.
Okay. So you like it?
I mean, I could do it without the singing. but
oh, I love it. I think it's great. Great. Look, just like with Seven, there's not a whole lot of movies like Rocky Horror, right?
Right.
This is about as close as you're going to get.
That's right what here. Yeah, you're right.
But it's dark. It's pretty dark. I like the aesthetics of it, the way it looks and everything. And like you said, yeah, Bill Moseley. We've got all kinds of good actors in here and stuff. I like the music pretty good too. I mean, there's some of it's. It's definitely different, for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's a fun one if you haven't seen it. If you do like musicals, and even if you don't, I think that there's something to enjoy there because it tells a pretty fun story.
Yeah, and a lot of people like musicals. A lot of people really do. I mean, I don't, not really my thing,
I
but
mean, I don't search out like Singing in the Rain kind of stuff, but if it's horror, I'll give it a shot.
which is different. There's not a lot like that. That's one of the reasons Rocky Horror was so damn popular. That was like, I mean, it just, you just don't see anything like horror and musicals. They kind of don't go together. So to put them together, it produces like this wacky, fun thing for horror lovers. So yeah, I mean, that's cool.
You know that if you look on my IMDb, there's one project that I have never finished on my IMDb, and that is a musical.
Oh yeah, who's singing in it?
Well, I don't know. You are, I guess, maybe, huh?
To scare all your people away because.
So no, the movie's called Non Gratas, and when I was in Chicago, I kind of had this idea to come up with this idea for a musical because I do like them when they're done right, like Buffy, the Once More Feeling, Rocky Horror. This one, I do enjoy it, and of course I do come from a musical background or a singing background, whatever. So music was always a passion of mine back in the day. And I thought, yeah, just blend it all together. And so I got some of the really great people that I used to work with up there, and we all wrote a part. So we've got like, I don't know how many parts there are. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 parts. And it's great. It's great. And we did some, we did some meetings and stuff, and it just felt like it's too big, you know what I mean? Like it was going to be so massive, and I was like, oh my god, because my budgets are always been super small, and I don't want to start something I can't finish. But I'm like, oh my god, so it just seemed like I don't know how we're going to do this. So we didn't end up doing it, and then I was still trying to play around with it, and like we even tried to do like an animated version of it, but that didn't work out either. So it's on the shelf, but I still want to do it eventually.
An animated horror musical? That sounds kind of fun.
Well, why it got me thinking of that is I just did that new Blu-ray for Candy's Harem, and at the end of that movie, Candy's friend Paul, he comes up to her and he says, "Oh, I just watched Repo, Rocky, and Non Gratas." So, it's like this melange of musicals. And I'm like, okay, I gotta do that eventually. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing I watched was a movie called Deadstream. And that was a found footage movie. I think that was on Shudder. Now, I don't like when we put like influencers and stuff and YouTubers and all that into. It's not my thing, So I don't usually like that sort of stuff in movies. I usually just pass on most of that stuff, and that's what this is. But it's still it's worth it. It's worth it because you get.
I thought that I've seen this, but maybe I haven't. So what is it about?
So it's about a disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house. But when he accidentally pisses off a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life.
Okay, so I've seen the trailer for it, but I haven't actually seen it. So it's on Shudder. So you're saying you did like it?
I did like it. Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. It's got some good practical stuff in it. Like I said, that story, that premise doesn't appeal to me, like on paper or whatever, because I'm like, I don't want to see a YouTuber. I'm not going to watch YouTube on YouTube. I'm going to watch a movie about YouTube.
Yeah, right.
but yeah, it actually was pretty good. I think worth a watch for sure.
Okay, cool.
Up next was a little movie called 9 Lives. 9 Lives with the little key cat.
I was going to say, is it about a cat?
Kevin Spacey. No, there's not that movie. There's a lot of movies called 9 Lives apparently, but this one was from 2002 with Paris Hilton in it.
For real?
Oh yeah. 9 friends staying in an isolated Scottish manor house must fight for their lives when a century-old spirit is unleashed. It's 2.4 on IMDb. Paris Hilton, man. I think the only good thing was when she got killed in House of Wax, right?
Yeah, so I remember like when she's like, "Yeah, I'm like all in the horror movies and stuff." I'm like, "You didn't like House of Wax, and that's it." So,
Well,
so
no,
she's been in two.
she did this one too. She actually isn't in it that much either because she dies pretty quickly in it too. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But it's not a good movie. It's not very good. Yeah, it's kind of silly. Not much I could say about it. I mean, it's just like this spirit, and then they like the spirit that people get possessed, and then when somebody kills them, then they get possessed. So it just kind of goes from person to person to person.
Mm,
Kind of a deal. But
that don't even sound good.
well, I think I might have lost you at Paris Hilton. So
You know, I used to like Paris. I wanted to like her. I used to like her when she was like a thing for a hot minute. Just for a hot minute. Yeah.
Well, I think maybe her horror days are over. So
Yeah, I think her horror days are still going probably.
that's a totally different.
Totally different horror, Brigitte.
Exactly. Up next was a rewatch of the Mortuary Collection. Have you seen this movie? This is a fun little anthology movie. I want to say this one's on Shudder. I want to say.
I kind of like the name of it though.
Yeah, the Mortuary Collection. It's an eccentric mortician recounts several macabre and phantasmagorical tales that he encounters in his distinguishing career. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got some fun little shorts in it. Clancy Brown plays the mortician. But it's on. Yeah, that's on Shudder. Worth a watch. Up next was a rewatch of a little film called Young Frankenstein. I love this movie.
Oh, I love this movie. You did a rewatch of that like
probably not long ago. I don't know. Yeah,
like,
I watch all
now
the time.
that I think about it, it's probably been about 3 years ago.
I mean, it could have been, but I don't know. I watch it a lot. I mean, I love it. I think it's just a fantastic movie. Just so well done. So funny. It just really encaptures the silliness of the old Universal monsters. But so good. And surprisingly enough, this movie is not streaming anywhere.
Oh, do you own them? Do you own it?
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. So I popped out the Blu-ray because I'm like, I can't find this anywhere. I didn't find it on YouTube. I didn't find it anywhere. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. I don't know what the story is there, but I think it's Fox that owns it. I don't know why it's. I'm sure there's some issue that I don't know what it is, but it should be streaming places, because it's such a good movie.
Yeah,
such a good movie.
Yeah, I would think so. That's crazy that you can't stream it anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. Up next was a new film called Abigail.
Oh, did you watch it? Did you like Abigail?
I watched Abigail from the Radio Silence guys. I did like it. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. I think when you watch the trailer, you're like, I know exactly where this movie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, it was hard for me to tell on the trailer if I like it or not.
Yeah, you're like, I know exactly where this movie is going, and it does go there, but then there's some twists.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some pretty good twists, and so I mean, I like most of their movies. They're pretty good filmmakers. I don't like this one as good as Ready or Not. But I will say that by the end, it looks like Ready or Not because there's blood everywhere.
Oh, I didn't realize that it's the same. Okay, so it's the same people that did. I liked Ready or Not too. I thought it was great. So I didn't realize the same people did the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same guys. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So that Melissa Barrera girl, she was in the Scream movies that they made too. And got fired. Remember that girl?
Yeah, so I was like, well, at least she's still doing her thing,
Yeah, she's in it. She's in here, and she's getting better, I think, as an actress because she wasn't to me that great in Scream 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like she definitely, I feel like she's definitely made some progression over the years.
Yeah,
because this one was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's a fun movie. Fun little.
Did you see it in the movie theater?
No, it's dropped now. It's you can rent it or buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the last thing I watched was a movie that we both watched, right? Our hardcore horror pick of the week.
Hardcore horror. I can't believe I didn't even mention this. Like I just watched it today.
Hardcore horror from 2000 or 2001, depending on where you look. Subconscious Cruelty.
Dude, I'd like to know how many times that I said, what the fuck? when I was watching this movie. Oh my god! I was like, I don't even know what I'm watching right now.
Pretty wild movie. So we start out. We have just this naked girl, and then we see like her getting sliced open. Looks real to me. Obviously not, but it looks real. And then pulls out an eyeball.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's I was like, what are they going to pull out of there? Like a fetus? Like what is it? And it's an eyeball, and yeah, the effects are really good. I will give the movie that. The effects are great.
Yeah, yeah. And then we go into the first story. Now, I remember there was a movie that you sent to me because you're like, I can't handle all this gooey, ooey,
yes, I
fluid
know right
stuff.
where you're going with this.
And when I was watching this, I was thinking, I wonder what Bridget's
Well,
going
is
to think
Bridget
about
over there
this.
gagging right now? Like, no, Tracy was sitting next to me, and he looks over right about the time it splooped. And he was like, ugh.
So we have a story here. Very weird story. Got a guy narrating. He's in this weird sort of location, naked, right? And he's watching people. He's watching these two people, and he thinks he's like obsessed with them. Then you find out like it's his sister, right?
Yeah. Come to find out it's his sister. Yeah,
it's his sister, but he's like obsessed with creation, and all this, and it just kind of culminates into a pretty gory finale. What do you think about that one?
I mean, I can't say that I loved any of them, but it's like it's a fucked up, but yet it's very artistic at the same time because it's the entire movie is beautifully shot and it's full of gore, but the plot is like so vague, which kind of made it boring for me, and it was difficult for me to sit through despite like all the different horrific scenes. It was hard for me to sit through just because the plot was vague, but I mean, I hate to say this, but it was beautifully shot. I thought the special effects were great, and they look really believable, and I was like, holy shit, they're not like cutting out anything. They're showing all the things.
They show it
all the things.
Yeah, exactly. So we move on from that one. Which one we go to next? Is it the one with the everybody on the ground?
Yeah,
sort of
that
hippy
part
dippy do
didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Like, I thought it was funny though. I liked it. It was like really silly. Like they're rolling around on the ground. They're basically like I don't know.
I thought they were a bunch of hippies like on acid.
Well, it could be. Yeah, could be. I guess because some of them are like, but they're like tearing up the ground. There's blood coming out of the ground.
Yeah,
okay, so this is like
crazy. Yeah.
This is sort of what is this? This is like killing Mother Earth kind of a thing. Is that kind of a deal? But you got this one guy. He's over there humping the ground.
Yeah, I was getting like a holy mountain vibe from that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Yes. Holy mountain vibe. Yeah. That one was pretty short, right? That one
was. I think that was the shortest one of the four.
Yeah, and that one. I don't know. I liked it though. It was weird. What was the next one?
The third one. The third one was the one where the guy was masturbating to the porno, right?
Oh yeah.
That one was like, oh my god, you're showing like it all.
Showing it all.
Yeah,
every bit of it.
Yeah, it was. That was different. It's and then the last one. I was like, oh, this one's really boring. But right there, those last, like, I don't know, 10 minutes was freaking morbid. I mean.
Oh, so you got this Christ-like figure, right?
Yeah.
And then these three girls are like torture porning him to death. It gets pretty wild, but then two of them disappear and it's just one, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened? And then, then she does some pretty wild stuff. There's some piss in there. Did you catch that?
Yes. all the things like doing to the body, like look, they did really great because the special effects look so real to me. So real. I don't think they were really cutting him open like that because he'd probably bled out all over the movie set. But
it did look. It looked.
Good.
Yeah, I think the practical effects were really good in this movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm with you on the story. There's definitely like not a lot of huge plot to it. Maybe the first one's the first one's the longest one. It's really got more narrative and stuff, and kind of, even though I mean there's not too much to it, but it kind of lets you know where it's going. And some of these are just more surreal kind of deals. But I don't know. I liked it. I did. Just because it does look so good, the effects, and it's not too long. Even though it's an anthology, 4 shorts, right? Not too long. Certain ones are better than other ones, but the effects on even the beginning and that last one for sure was I thought they were just great.
Yeah, the last one for sure. I was like, wow, it looks pretty legit. Even the beginning. Yeah, you're right. When the pulls the eyeball out of the belly or whatever, I was like,
yeah, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, this looks realistic. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, because it's so close up that I don't even know. I don't know.
It's funny because I didn't realize right when I first started watching this, I didn't realize the first was going to be about the birth and all of that. I don't know why, but I thought when he cut into the stomach and pulled the eyeball out, I really thought it was going to be a fetus.
Well, I could see why you'd think that. I mean, you wouldn't think an eyeball be coming out of there.
I was like, okay, right? It's going to pull out a fetus. Oh, it's an eyeball. Yeah. And the eyeball's all like looking around and shit. It's crazy. But no, it's this movie's subconscious cruelty. So, and it's a little over an hour long. So, and it's tolerable. It is a tolerable movie. It's if you get grossed out by like very sexual, gory, what do you call it? Torture porn. Torture porn.
Yeah,
this
torture
is
porn
not
for sure.
For you.
Right. Yeah. But I guess I'm a sick fuck because I enjoyed it.
I know it was pretty good. I was like, wow, it's very artistic. Like, see, that to me, this movie is so much better than like a Skinamarink. Oh, Skinamarink, so like artistic. I'm like, yeah, but now this subconscious cruelty really is art. It really was a very artistic movie. It was definitely definitely art house for sure.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And it's funny. I was talking about Skinamarink with John Devlin tonight.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Did you like this movie?" He's like, "Oh my god, I could only watch 5 minutes of it." I was like, "Okay, that makes 2 of us." I made 15 minutes in.
There you go. Look, I fell asleep a couple times, but I made it to the finish line.
Good for you.
I don't know how much I fell asleep through, but I did fall asleep a couple times, but I did make it. So I should get some kind of award. I feel like.
I think you do. I was like, dude, let me break out the big gold star because dang, that was good.
Right. Yeah. All right. So that's all I got for you. You want to roll these interviews that we did?
Yeah, because we got a bunch and they're going to be great.
Yeah. So the audio might be a little wild because we're at a con. Everybody's all loud and everything. But
right? There's definitely gonna be some crazy noise, but listen close because we got some really, really cool interviews in there.
Yeah. All right, let's roll.
Let's do it. I'm Brigitte, and this is Mike. We're with Hardcore Horror Podcast, so we're just walking around talking to everyone. So tell me what your name is.
My name's Ed Bolden Greer.
So what do you do?
I'm the creator of Ravensvale Podcast.
We love podcasters. Yes. What's your podcast about?
It is a gothic horror anthology podcast set in Appalachia, and it is about a race of witches called the Macquarie that live alongside humans. It's an alternate reality, and the adventures that they go on.
That sounds fun. That could be a movie. You working on it?
Maybe not a movie, but we're certainly working on each season becoming a book.
Nice. So where can we find your podcast?
Anywhere you get podcasts. You search for Ravensvale Podcast, and it's VAIL, like the old Caledonian Valley. So Ravens Valley. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
For stopping by.
So we're walking around Frankencon, and I just ran into this guy that I think we might know. And what's your name?
Oh, hi. My name is Michael Tanner Flynn, and you look vaguely familiar.
Do we know Michael Tanner Flynn? Ha ha.
That one time at clown camp.
We had a pretty good time, didn't we?
Yes, a lot.
So Michael is here because his movie Bachelorette Pool Party Massacre and Heat Wave is going to be playing tonight. So tell us just a little bit about your movie.
So it's kind of like half faux trailer, half fairy tale, and it's just about a bunch of kind of ditzy broads that go to the pool for their bachelorette party, and
Sounds like a Nashville true story to me.
it is based on true events.
I'm sure it is, yes. Awesome. And is it pretty hardcore?
It can be. With enough drinks.
With enough drinks and gummies too. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Always good to see you. Okay, so we have Hope.
Hi,
And Hope, who are you with?
I'm with Tennessee Macabre.
And so what do you guys do?
We are a classic horror hosting show, and we also do a variety comedy show as well.
Awesome. And so where can we find your show at?
We are on YouTube, and that's Tennessee Macabre. You can just search us, and it'll pop right up on YouTube. And we premiere a full show once every month.
Awesome. I have one last question for you. So our podcast is hardcore horror. Are you into hardcore horror?
I am, yes, of course.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Check them out. So what's your name?
Jake Perry.
All right, Jake. So what do you do?
I direct, write, special effects, and film movies.
All right, jack of all trades over here. So tell me about some of your movies you got.
We've got Tapeworm Z, that is an evolution of a trailer from Texas Frightmare Weekend. We have Box of Random Fuckery, which is a collection of short films that have nothing to do with each other. Everything from an alien werewolf to a killer sandwich to stoner gnomes.
I totally bought Box of Random Fuckery earlier. Noted. He says I'm going to love it. So last question for you. So our podcast is hardcore horror. Are you into hardcore horror?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you say that your movies are hardcore?
They're a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's what we like. All right. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So we're continuing to walk around Frankencon, and I just met someone pretty interesting. What's your name?
My name is Dylan A. Young.
All right, Dylan, so what do you do?
I make movie merchandise, and I make my own movies as well.
What would you make?
I make a lot of horror-themed short films, and I'm kind of making my way into the feature film scene right now.
Cool. Very cool.
Got some pretty cool merch here, too. Loving this merchandise. And you told me about your website earlier. Tell us what your website is.
Yeah, it's videonasties.com, and we have some officially licensed horror apparel, mostly T-shirts, a little bit of hats, a couple of pins. It's a fun time.
Yes, he's like the old Britain.
Yes, sir. Yep. Inspired by the big panic in Britain.
Cool.
And so where can we find some of your movies at?
Yeah, so you can find some of my movies on Vimeo or on YouTube. On YouTube, our channel is Stolen Thunder Pictures, and on Vimeo, it's just Dylan A. Young. You can look up, my most recent film is The Fool.
Last question for you. So our podcast is called Hardcore Horror. So would you consider any of your movies hardcore?
That's interesting. I think that hardcore is very subjective. I think that my film that's playing here tonight is one of my two most hardcore movies. It's a bit heavy and has gotten some emotional reactions out of people.
What movies of yours are playing tonight?
I've got my short film Sorry for the Mess playing tonight. It is a suicide awareness PSA film, and it is pretty heavy.
Britain have censored it back in the day. Would it be a video nasty?
I think, yeah. I do think, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to watching your movies tonight. continuing our walk at Frankencon, and we just met somebody pretty cool. What's your name?
It's Alex Armbruster, and I played John Carver in Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
Yeah. What a movie, man. Very good. Coming back for the sequel?
No confirmation yet, but I am hoping, and I'm keeping my schedule open. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about? What was your favorite part of that movie?
My favorite part of the movie was probably the scene with Tim Dillon, and when I did the beheading, and then of course the comic relief of feeding the cat afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I'm a cat person, I have a cat at home, and I just felt that was right, and it kind of made you like the character a little bit more too. Yeah.
Awesome. So, if our listeners wanted to find you on social media, where could they find you at?
You can find me at on Instagram. My name is armbruster.stunts on there.
Awesome.
So are you more stunts and actor, or what? Which one do you prefer?
At this point in time, I'm more stunts. I've been doing that for 14 years, about full time on lots of different big films and TV shows. I am at this point in my career really enjoying the challenge of acting, so I'm dabbling in that a little bit more, and I'm enjoying having my face on screen as well. So yeah.
What's your best stunt that you've done on screen?
That's a good question. There's it depends on the type of skill and all the different technicalities, but I've done I've done in The Boys, for example, I did a crotch fire burn, which was really fun. That was practical. Yeah, we did that. That was really cool. On Suicide Squad, I did a big, one of the biggest wire gags that I've ever seen, and I went flying 60 feet backwards over a flight of stairs, through a breakaway window and into a wall, and I unfortunately broke my ankle on that one. Yeah. But that was
Acting is not exactly glamorous, is it? It's a lot of work.
Was that the first time you broken anything, or?
Yeah, knock on wood, that was my first and only time I broke anything, so yeah, knock on wood, wherever it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. More interesting people. So here at this table, we have the famous
Gabriel Davenport. I play Scuba in Thanksgiving.
Another Thanksgiving. Yeah. Oh, this is the whole Thanksgiving party down here. Did you bring the turkey?
I did not.
Oh, come on. You should have brought the turkey.
I should have.
If you brought the turkey, then I could have cut the turkey.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, tomorrow we could cut the turkey. I do not mind.
So was this your first feature film?
This is my first feature film and my first horror con.
What was that?
Wow, amazing.
2 cherries at once. All right. What was it like? It was so amazing. I got to act with Addison Rae, Rick Hoffman, Patrick Dempsey, Ty Dolla $ign over here, Alex Armbruster, or Armbruster, I think it is. Eli Roth, the director, the horror guru. I got to work with all of them. It was so fun, so nice. Milo Manheim. And then a bunch of other, I'm name dropping. Why am I name dropping? But anyways, I know, name drop. But it was super dope. I had so much fun working with all of them. It was my very first role, so I really got to learn what it was like to be directed by such a prominent director and other big actors as well that been in the industry. So it was really nice to be able to work with legends and then also work with brand new people that don't know anyone else either, just like me. So it was a fun time. I had a great time.
Now, were you a horror fan before?
So I've only ever watched paranormal horror movies or found footage horror movies, and I'm not a fan of either, but I can't not, for some reason I keep watching them, and they keep terrifying me.
That's what we love about them.
It's weird. I don't like horror movies, but I'll keep watching it. Yeah, I don't know why, and I'm like, stop, please.
What's the scariest horror movie you ever seen?
Oh, the Blair Witch Project's that one.
Yeah, that one got me too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, well, I thought it was real, and that's what scared the shit out of me.
Why they terrible because they're like the shaky camera. It's everything a human would do with a camera, so you think it's real. And then the creepy part when she's in the basement just hiding, just stuck in a corner, and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? It's weird.
Scared the shit out of me. I'm pretty sure I slept with my brother for 2 nights after seeing that.
That's why I sleep with a nightlight forever. A nightlight in my house forever. No dark sleeping. Nope. Nightlights. You gotta have a nightlight, guys. You gotta have some light when you sleep, okay?
Dude, so awesome talking to you. You got any other projects you got coming up?
I believe I'm supposed to do part 2 of Thanksgiving by the end of the year.
Part 2. Whoop, whoop.
So that'll be exciting. And then another film called Steal Away, which is a film about the Fisk Jubilee Singers, an old choir group from the 1840s that they sang what they called at the time was the Negro spirituals. It's like olden time hymns and gospel music. They sang all across Europe and America, raising funds for the very first black college, the HBCU colleges, the very first ones. They were the very first people to raise funds for that college so that they could prove to the at the time, it was the South that was trying to take back the slaves. They wanted to prove that black people were human and that they're educated and they could learn. So they did this in order to build this school. So they sang in front of, I think, President Roosevelt at the time and Queen Victoria. They were massive. They were a whole blues choir group that sang everywhere, and they went through all this adversity, shot at, well, I don't know if they had guns in that time. Maybe they did have like little muskets, but like they were being hunted by the South because they were so prominent. It was crazy. So it's a crazy cool film. Where I believe we're shooting in January, so we'll see what happens. But you know how
Man, cool. Got some fun stuff. So
cool stuff possibly coming up. So we'll see what happens, guys.
Happy to have you at Frankencon.
Yes, I love it. I'm having a blast. Thank you for...
Dude, it's awesome talking to you. So we're talking to everyone. So we want to know what your name is.
Ty.
Hey, Ty, what do you do?
Well, it depends on the day of the week. I'm an actor professionally for 25.
Okay, so you're part with the Thanksgiving crew too?
I am indeed part of the Thanksgiving crew, yeah.
All right, so Thanksgiving. So who did you play in Thanksgiving?
I play Mitch Collins. I am the red herring who is the manager at the Right Mart and who later finds out, there's no spoilers now, right? The movie's out. Later finds out that the killer that was banging my wife, who died.
Okay, that was a bad day.
It was a bad day.
That's a bad Friday.
The whole movie got worse and worse for me.
I know, right?
First my wife dies, and then at the end of the movie I find out that my best friend, who's the cop, was actually banging her. Yeah. There's going to be a whole side movie about Mitch Gets Even, I'm sure.
There should be. That's a whole story on its own. Okay. A horror movie. Okay. All right. So any other projects you're working on? Anything else coming up?
I'm shooting a video game that I cannot tell you about, or the SWAT team will come down and kill us all. Do a 4-episode recurring role on Billy the Kid on HBO.
Nice.
And as per usual, looking for my next job.
Any other horror movies?
That I've done? Like historically or coming up?
Either one.
Well, hopefully the sequel to Thanksgiving would be great. I'd love to be the sequel. I've done a bunch over the years, Slasher and Valentine's, and yeah, I stay pretty busy.
No, you act in horror movies, but do you love horror movies, or do you even like them? Do you watch them?
Here's the thing, I don't jump very easy, and I'm not gored out very easy, so I like kind of creepy thrillers more, like The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, of course.
That's more my jam. Hostel from Eli Roth was amazing. But straight up slasher movies, I always feel like I would kill that motherfucker. Because I'm a bit of a weird male ego kind of thing, you know, in the nicest way. In a gentle 2024 feelings kind of way. So, yeah, more like The Hills Have Eyes.
Is The Hills Have Eyes your favorite horror movie?
Yeah, I think it is, actually.
The original or the remake? Original.
What was the original?
1970. Don't Tell Susan, that we can't remember.
Then I would say the first one, the remake. Yeah, like stuff like I said this in my panel. I deal with moments, you know. So do you know the moment in Pretty Woman when Richard Gere shot the jewelry case, and she's like, it's such a beautiful, iconic little moment, right? The same thing is for me is when you go to Hills Have Eyes, and they're in the trailer, and one of the mutant guys is breastfeeding off the pregnant lady. Do you remember that scene?
Everyone remembers that scene that saw that movie.
Exactly, because it's so like, oh my god, who thought of that? It's so fucked up. Or pulling the guy out of the sewage porta potty.
Yeah. I think that was the remake. No, I think that was the remake you're thinking of. Yeah.
The remake.
Yeah, which was one of the few remakes that I actually like.
Brilliant. So I love moments in movies.
Love moments.
I've done a lot of terrible movies. I've done a lot of great movies, but as an actor, you have to look for moments. You have to look for things that keep you going to the next. Because sometimes it's out of your hands. So if you go, hey, that scene was great, I can't say what the rest of the movie's going to look like, but the scene I did was great, or that moment was great.
As long as you have that good moment.
Yeah, for real, right? And sometimes you do things for love, sometimes you do it for money. I've done movies that I knew weren't going to be great, but we're in a great location with great people, and we had some great moments. The budget was never going to allow it to be what it should have been. That's life. That's the art. Yeah, you get that, right?
Man, it's really great talking to you. Cool. Before I introduce you, I have to tell you something crazy. So, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 is my favorite nightmare movie. And we talk about a lot of movies on the podcast, and I did a rewatch of this movie, a few weeks ago. I was like, everybody's seen this, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to throw in some fun facts about the movie. One of the fun facts was about you that I read, and you can tell me if it's true or not. It's supposed to be a fun fact, so you can tell me if it's true. So the day of the audition, like something happened and you were late, or, I won't. No, you tell us the story. Oh, wait. Tell me your name.
Ken Sagoes. What you say matters, but what Ken say goes.
I love it. What Ken say goes.
Yes.
All right, tell us about your audition day of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Well, I didn't want to be there because I had to go to court and I didn't fit the role. But my agent convinced me to go. So I went to court, lost. It was raining. By the time I got to the audition, I had an attitude. It was raining. Didn't want to be there. So when I went into the audition, I had that attitude. And so the director said something. I said this, a black guy wouldn't say this because it was originally written for a white guy. And so he asked me, say it like a black guy would say it. So I cussed him out. So
I love it.
So I left because my attitude, I didn't want to be there. But when I got home, my agent called me and said, what the hell did you do? And I said, I told you I didn't want to go. And he said, they love you. And that's
Isn't that crazy? That's what they were looking for, a little tough attitude. Right?
Looking for someone who didn't want to be there. And I didn't want to be there, but all the others wanted to be there. I didn't. So I didn't think I had a chance. That's what it was. I thought it was wasting my time.
Dude, I love it that I nailed that. And did you know that's a fun fact out there that you can read about trivia? Did you not know that? Yeah, I just talked about it on the podcast. So tell me a few other horror movies you've been in.
A few of the horror movies, that's basically the one. I was in Part 4, and then I was in something called Solicitation, and that was about it. I think I've been in a couple, I don't remember.
Is you that busy?
I'm not that busy, I just don't remember. Because there was something else that I did. The reason I don't remember is because when I shot the movie, it had another name. So they have changed. It was 2 of them. I shot a horror film, but when they went out, it was a different name. So I don't remember. I got my paycheck, so it was no longer.
It don't matter as long as you got paid, right?
Right.
So do you like horror movies?
I like movies that have a good story.
That's right. That's a good answer. Good answer.
I like movies that have a good story, and I like the role that that I was going to play. And, and so most of my stuff goes to inner city youth anyway. So as long as it's something that's not degrading, I take on the challenge.
Tell us about your comic and your upcoming movie.
I got a comic book coming out, and, it's kind of like a little bit of the old school and the 80s. And it's about a African gray parrot, a bird, who is the villain. And it's out to get even with people who treated his ancestors bad. And his favorite line is, you gotta get me. And I play the voice of the bird.
And if you could see the look on his face right now, he has got the biggest grin, so this is gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. I just need the support for it. I promise you, it's gonna be a big time movie because I give homage to 3 legends. I give homage to Mr. Wes Craven. I give homage to Mr. William Morris, Marshall from the 70s, and I give homage to Alfred Hitchcock, who made the birds, and I actually met him the year he passed.
So if our listeners wanted to look up some of your comics, like where could they find you at?
You can go to my website, which is thesagoescompany.com. You know, www.thesagoes company, company.com. Or type in my name. I'll send it to you.
Name one more time with an attitude.
Ken Sagoes, a.k.a. Kincaid.
What Ken says goes. Thank you.
You just won an award at Frankencon.
I did.
What was that award?
It was the Corey's Grimy Grindhouse Award.
For
Erecting a Monster 3, The Resurrection.
Erecting a Monster 3. John, you played a very interesting role. Tell us about it.
I actually played two genders in this film. I started off as Victor, and I became Victoria.
Love it. Love it. So you've done 3 of these films now. Are you done, or is there more to come?
With this series, in this cut of the film is only the 10-minute cut. There's 8 more minutes to this film. And there's actually a post-credit scene that leaves the door open for other things. Not saying that I'm going to go that route, but the option is there.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. And are you enjoying Frankencon?
I absolutely am. I always enjoyed Frankencon. It was 3 years now, and every year I've had a blast.
Hey, this is Michael Taylor Flynn, and what do you have? You just won an award?
I just won Funniest Flick for Bachelorette Pool Party Massacre 3 Heatwave. Yes.
Oh, yes. And how do you feel about it?
I feel really good. This was my first time back at a film festival in almost 10 years. So
10 years, wow.
Yeah, winning this award, and it's shaped like a VHS tape.
It's awesome. It looks great. And the response was fantastic, right?
Yeah, everyone laughs all around. It really felt good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Oh my God, Mike, guess who I just found?
Who?
Hello, sir. What is your name?
Hi, kids. It's Hack. What's up, everybody? How are we doing?
Holy shit! It's Tony Hack Covington from Hack's Horror Show.
Yes, I'm having my little yard sale table here at Frankencon. We're having a blast. Got figures, cards, stickers, all that stuff. Checking out all the cool movies, having a sucker, and having a little bit of liquor on top of it.
Sounds like a damn good time to me.
It always is. So happy to see you guys as always. You look fantastic. I look like hammered shit, but it's all in good fun.
He looks pretty good. Don't let him fool you. So for our listeners that don't know you, where can they find your horror show?
Ooh, what's up, everybody? Okay, if you're staying up late and you want to watch some really bad TV with some really cool movies, you can check out Hack's Horror Show on the Monster Channel Sundays at midnight. You can see me on Vimeo all the time. Check it out on YouTube. People bootleg the stuff, so every episode's on YouTube. If you got a Roku, you can check it out on the free Roku channel. All that stuff, if you hit me up on X, hell, I'll send it to you.
Awesome. Man, it was really good talking to you always.
Always good to see you guys. Love you both. Come back, see me later.
Thank you. We're continuing our adventure at Frankencon, and I just rolled up on someone amazing. So what is your name?
I'm going to make a guess. Listen to my voice. Does it sound recognizable? It is. Oh, 3, 2, 1. You didn't get it. Ginger Lynn Allen. Hello.
Ginger.
How are you?
Good. So, God, you've had a lot of stuff going on. You've been pretty busy. So tell us about some of the things you've been doing.
Well, oh gosh, I've been so incredibly, wonderfully busy, and my life is going so well right now. I have 5 films that have been shot under my belt, not released. I have 6 coming up this year. I'm here at Frankencon promoting one of my new films, which is The Gifted. We just had a screening here, and I'm just loving life. I'm working all the time. I've got friends and family. My jewelry, I paint, I design. I'm at that point in my life where it's really fucking cool. You know, I'm at that place where I'm happy. in every way. So
You should see this jewelry she makes too, because oh my God, it's kind of fabulous.
you can go to gingerlinart.com. My jewelry and my paintings are there as well.
And so for our listeners, our fans of yours, so where can they find you on social media?
My handle is Blame It on Ginger on Twitter. It's also Blame It on Ginger on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. You can find me in any of those places.
Ginger is a busy lady, and she's everywhere. Thank you so much. You look so gorgeous, and we're so excited to see you.
Thank you.
We're continuing our adventure at Frankencon, and we just rode up on the gorgeous Honey Gregory. Hey, honey.
Hello.
So I just found out something about you that I didn't know, that you have a podcast.
I do. It's called Honey Gregory Perpetual Learning on YouTube.
Awesome. And just in case you don't know Honey, you might remember her from 1989 to 1997 on The Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
Yep, Joe Bob Briggs Drive. What was it called? The Movie Channel and on TNT. So that was the Drive-In and Monstervision.
That's pretty fun. And so Honey's going to come on our podcast, and we're going to talk about that a little bit deeper. But in the meantime, tell us about like what all you have at your table. So what are you advertising today?
Well, I've got my T-shirts that Fright Rags did, and some pictures of me and Joe Bob, and my notebooks that are on Amazon, and my horror trackers on Amazon, and then I have, of course, the best, awesome VHS Honey the Mail Girl purse.
That is so awesome. I have one of those VHS purses, and I love it. It's my convention purse. Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and you can get more, what do you call them, flyers? Not flyers, sleeves. From Brutal Arts, and they have like nearly every horror movie you can imagine.
That's what I like about them. It's you can pull out the slip cover and flip them over and change it out to whatever horror movie you like. So awesome. Well, thank you so much. You look amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So we're continuing our adventure at Frankencon, and we've just rolled upon the lovely
Michelle Bauer.
Hey, Michelle, looks like you've been really busy. We've tried to call to you a couple times, and you're so swamped. So tell me what you got going on over here.
Well, I'm probably in the most wonderful place on the planet. I've met the most beautiful, warm, fantastic fans that I've ever met. I've been treated like a real scream queen here at Frankencon. They really know how to treat their people. They admire and love us so much, and it shows in everything they do for us when we're here. I highly recommend anybody who wants to attend this show or be in this show, do it, because it is an experience of a lifetime.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you soon. Mike, I think we've rolled up on the sexy end of the room because there are so many beautiful ladies over here. So guess who I just come across?
Hi, I'm Brinke Stevens, and I'm at Frankencon today.
Oh my God, so sexy. So you've done a lot. You've got a lot going on over here. So tell me some things that where we can find you.
Well, I've been in about 250 movies, and at any given time, a lot of them are streaming on Amazon Prime, Netflix, Tubi. And I do a lot of conventions. This is the first time I've been in the South for a while, but I'm all over the place. So you can go to Brinke.com and look under conventions and see where I'll be.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And you look amazing. I wasn't lying when I said this is the sexy end of the room because, oh my God, we just found one of my favorite scream queens.
Hi, I'm Linnea, and you're here with me now. So listen up.
Listen up, because she's got some amazing things, done some amazing things. So tell us, like, what all you've done, where we can find you at.
I've done Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Ballorama. I could go on, but I'm not going to. You'll have to look it up on IMDb.
She also does like a workout with some chainsaws, like then build some serious muscles right there.
That's right, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, the Linnea Quigley horror workout. Get it and be in shape.
That's right. I love it. So you're amazing. So for our listeners, where can we find you on social media?
Social media, you can go to my website, Linnea-Quigley.com, or you could find me on Facebook, because I got my identity back. It was stolen, but it's back and badder than ever. And Instagram.
See, you're so awesome. Everybody wants to be you, trying to steal your identity and stuff.
No, I think they just wanted money.
Yes, that's quite possible. You are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As this sexy continued walk, I found someone else gorgeous. I can't stop staring at your outfit. So gorgeous. What's your name?
My name is Sarah Claxton.
All right, Sarah, so tell us what you do.
So I'm actually a full-time wreather. I make horror-themed wreaths for a living. I've made wreaths for Chris Motionless of Motionless and White, Spencer of Us 9 Kills, and I also made a wreath for Brian of Mastodon. And I just recently made a wreath for Fractured FX. They were the makeup artists on Saw 10, The Conjuring series, and more. And I also own Knoxville Horror, which is a horror-themed social group based here in Knoxville. We do all kinds of horror-themed events all year. We're doing a Friday the 13th camping trip and a Sleepy Hollow Ball in November.
That is so awesome. Knoxville really takes their horror stuff seriously. I love it.
Oh, yes, they absolutely do. And I was really surprised when we started the group because it started as just like a humble, little Facebook group. And I wasn't really expecting it to just grow like it did. Within the past year, we've gained over 6,000 members. And, not all of those are in Knoxville. They're just all over. But the majority are in Knoxville, of course. But yeah, the horror scene is alive and well, especially here.
So go and check her out on Facebook. What's the name of that group? One more time.
Knoxville Horror on Facebook.
Knoxville Horror. So Knoxville Horror, so that must be your badass Scream Jeep outside, right?
It is my Scream Jeep. I actually got it wrapped just, obviously for business promotion purposes, of course, but I'm hoping to take it. It'll be at Scarefest this year. So I'm hoping to get it signed by the Scream cast, including Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. So I hope to get those signatures on that Jeep.
That's awesome. And your reefs are pretty amazing, too. So if somebody wanted to go and, check out your reefs, where can they find your reefs at? Online anywhere?
Yeah. So I actually have a website. It's grimwreathstore.com. And I also have an Instagram, Grim Wreath, and a Facebook page, Grim Wreath, as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Continuing our adventure with Frankencon, and we just found the beautiful Tamara Glynn. Hey, Tamara, what's up?
Hey, everybody. Number one, it's so awesome bumping into you guys here. How fun is that? And, we're just having a beautiful weekend here at the con. I mean, I'm loving every minute of it. I'm seeing a lot of old friends and meeting a ton of new ones. So, yeah, it's an exciting place to be.
Awesome, and you look like you've been really busy. I've walked past your table. We've walked past your table a few times, and so you've had a lot going on. Tell us about some of the movies you've been in.
So originally, I played the role of Samantha Thomas in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and then, I lived in Los Angeles via Arkansas, which is originally, my home state and where I currently reside. I was in shows like Growing Pains, Knots Landing, Miami Vice, all of the bigger shows of the early to mid, even going into the late 80s. And then, movie-wise, Halloween, I did take a cameo in Terrifier 2, which was, of course, a ton of fun with, just the producers and that entire cast and crew who are very dear to my heart. And yeah, the saga continues, and the most exciting piece of news I have is that I am a grandma.
Congratulations!
Yes, I have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 7-month-old granddaughter.
Are you going to let her do acting?
Absolutely not.
That's what I was wondering.
I will keep her so far away and keep her protected. So, it's really great just being able to spoil her. I live so close to my son and daughter-in-law. I think I live like a mile away or less. So, everything in life is fantastic. And, the journey continues.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And for our listeners, if they wanted to find you on social media, where can you be found at?
You can find me on Instagram is the best place to find me. I'm often on Facebook. One of my pages is no longer in existence, but they can find me on my Tam Glynn Facebook page, or Instagram is probably the best way.
Awesome. The gorgeous Tamara Glynn. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that is our Frankencon
Dude, what a
interviews.
fun time, right?
So fun, and it was so gracious of everybody to go along. We didn't have anybody who was like, no,
Yeah.
I will not do that, right?
Yeah.
And I was kind of afraid that it might happen, but it didn't. Everybody was just so accommodating. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's roll.
Yeah, I
You
was
know?
afraid. I was afraid too, but but I'm like, dude, you can't be scared of rejection. Get up there and do it. But everybody was almost like, "Thank you so much," and I love it that all the women started breaking out their lipstick. Almost every single one. We're like, "Oh, we're audio only." They're like, "Thank God!"
Right? Yeah, that was funny.
Did
That was
they
funny.
all break out their fucking?
Almost every one of them did. Yeah,
I know.
that's hilarious. Yeah.
It's funny.
All right, so yeah, a lot of fun. Frankencon was great. So that's all the episode I got. You got anything else?
That's all I got for you.
All right. Well, time to stay
hardcore.
All right, and we're out.
We're out.
Till next time. Later.
Later.
Wow, that's hardcore. Nothing harder.
Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte is a part of the Tennessee Horror Podcast Network.